He won this championship at Death Before Dishonor. He retained it tonight. Let's give it up for Lee Moriarty. Fantastic night for Lee Moriarty. What a run you've been on since Death Before Dishonor, Lee.
Yeah, man, it's been amazing. It's something I've always dreamed about doing, so I'm very grateful for all these opportunities and these moments I've been able to have.
And all varieties of opponents, too. I mean, you think about, Preston Vance, Angelico, Matt Taven. I mean, these are wrestlers that are not in the traditional pure mold, but were willing to take the chance, willing to jump into the division. Tonight you got to face one of your heroes. Were you even remotely considering that possibility?
I honestly didn't think about it at all, and for the people in house, they got to see that documentary with Nigel McGuinness, and he's someone I've been in the ring with for the past year as he's been getting back into wrestling. So even in that time, it never crossed my mind that I would be wrestling him, and that was such a cool moment, hearing his music and seeing him walk out. I couldn't even contain my excitement. Like, I see the camera caught me jumping up and down, smiling. So I was like, yeah, I want this. Yeah. But as you were saying, with all the different styles, that's something Tony and I have talked about. I think Pure Rules is about elevating your chosen style of professional wrestling. You don't just have to be a technical wrestler. You can be any style of wrestler. And what the Pure Rules does is it teaches you to be a better version of yourself. These things aren't limitations. They're how you grow and get better.
Tremendously. Tremendous.
All right, we'll turn over to the room. Anyone have a question for Lee?
Hey, Mike Johnson from PWInsider.com. How are you, Lee? Obviously, very historic building. You've never been in it before. What was the vibe like? And, it's a building where there's a ton of history, and you got to make history tonight. I'd argue is one of the biggest victories of your career, one of the biggest matches of your career, especially given Nigel's history in this building. I just wanted to get your thoughts on just the entire experience, given that you've never been here before.
Man, it was, I've been saying this a lot this year, but it was a surreal moment, and that's just because really what it is, this year when I won the title at Death Before Dishonor, that was surreal, and now to come here, I remember Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly at Best in the World, and it was a hybrid fighting rules, and it was here in the Hammerstein Ballroom, and that's one of my all-time favorite matches. So now I get to be in the same venue and do a Pure Rules match against someone I looked up to in that style of wrestling, and there's just not any way I can put into words how much that means to me, because these are things I've worked for so long, and it's just staying on the path and being prepared for when these opportunities come and enjoying these. I walked through that building and I saw the mural up on the ceiling, the butterflies immediately just filled my stomach, and I just couldn't wait to get in there.
What's going on, JLC guy from Wrestle Bars? Practicing the Tiger style.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Wu-Tang album?
My favorite. So obviously it's Enter the 36 Chambers. What TAIGASTYLE comes from is the intro to Wu-Tang Clan, Ain't Nothing to F With.
Yeah.
And that's where it comes in. How it sounds is how it spell it. And actually a lot of who TAIGASTYLE Lee Moriarity is credited to New York hip hop. The reason I spell it in all caps is MF Doom. So all of these things come from hip hop culture. And that's
Rest in peace.
Yes, sir, absolutely. But I wore an MF Doom mask, a mix at one point. But that's something that's important to me, and I'm grateful for in AEW Ring of Honor, is that I can be myself. And I think there's a lot of people that see themselves in me. I've spoken to people, I've met some people today that are younger individual creative artists, and it's just really cool to be able to be myself and connect with these people, because I think there's an avenue for me to stand out and be different, and people can see that themselves, and then what I'm doing is achievable to them.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
All right, one more for Lee. Anyone?
Sid Pullard III for the takedown on Sports Illustrated. I want to say congratulations for the great match with Nigel. So you've been in the ring with Nigel McGuinness, you've been in the ring with Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
Which ROH legend is next for you to go in?
It's hard to say because you never know when these are coming. I've been in the ring with so many people that at one point they weren't wrestling, so the idea of competing against them wasn't a thing, you know what I mean? Bryan Danielson was retired, Kazuchika Shibata, he was out, Adam Copeland, he was out. It's just so cool that I've been having these opportunities, and it's something I will never get over, and I'll always be grateful for and think about. And the craziest part is, I haven't even been wrestling 10 years yet, and I've been able to do all this stuff.
Wow.
So it's just things I don't take for granted, and I never lose that sense of being a fan. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I I want people to know and understand that I appreciate these things because it's true. And I think sometimes as wrestlers, we have to seem like we're too cool for the moment a little bit because, you know, we're supposed to be stars and things like that. But also being real is how we develop these connections. So, like, it's just really cool. I don't know who's next, but I'm ready.
Fantastically.
Can we see your art anytime soon? I mean, that exhibit in Miami was awesome.
Absolutely, that was my first like exhibition of art, and I'm gonna be potentially having a solo show. But that's also something that I'm grateful for. AEW Ring of Honor supported and encouraged that. We were talking today, and everybody in the back was just like, "Congratulations!" They saw the art. It's just really cool to be in this environment where everyone from management to talent to production support what I do, because there's avenues to grow professional wrestling, and I think the art world is something that hasn't been tapped into. Because when I was down there in Miami, there were a lot of people who weren't wrestling fans that they learned about pro wrestling, they learned about AEW, they learned about Ring of Honor because I was there and I was carrying this championship. And that's why it's important for me to do those things, because I want to help grow this company. And I'm going to do it by being the pure champion and elevating that and returning it to the prestige that it deserves.
Fantastic match, fantastic night, Lee. Congratulations on defeating one of the greatest legends in the history of Ring of Honor and arguably, to this point, the greatest pure champion ever, and establishing yourself as one of the great pure champions now. And what a year you've had, Lee Moriarty.